Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.2 Notes, Day 1. Today we are talking about graphing linear equations using tables and intercepts. The key word here is linear. What do you think that word looks like? Okay, that is very similar to the word line. All the graphs and stuff that we're going to be talking about today make perfect lines. So if your graph looks something completely different, like a jigsaw puzzle, sorry to say it, you did it wrong. So let's go ahead and take a look at the following equation in example number 1. It says y equals 3x minus 2, and it says complete the table of values. So what we need to do is figure out where all of our points are. So we have to plug in the numbers. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Okay, and we're going to do that for every single one of those points. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. And then that last one that we're doing is negative 1. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Okay, so now that we've got all of those, we can start graphing this. So we've got 0, negative 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, and negative 1, negative 5. Okay, once we have that down, you can use your straight edge to help you make a straight line. Draw the line. And the key thing here is you need to add the arrows, okay? The reason why we're saying to add the arrows is because this is a line. It goes on forever and ever and ever. Okay, there's no beginning, there's no end. So that's what those arrows mean. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. It says graph y equals negative 5/3 x plus 3. And to complete the table of values. So we're going to do the same exact thing. Negative 5/3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay, our next number is negative 3. And we're going to say that that is negative 3 over 1 because we're dealing with fractions, which gives us 15 over 3. It turns positive. And that's going to be 5 plus 3, which gives us 8. Okay, next one. Y equals, we're doing the same equation each time. Okay, this time it stays negative, which gives us negative 5 plus 3, which is negative 2. All right, and the last one, negative 5 over 3 times 6 over 1, which gives us negative 30 over 3, which reduces to negative 10, which gives us negative 7. So now that we've done all that work, we can start by graphing the points. We got 0, 3. We have negative 3, positive 8. We have 3, negative 2. And positive 6, negative 7. Okay, as you see, all of those points create a straight line. And then you guys need to draw the line and add the arrows. Okay, that's it. All right, example number 3, they're giving us some x values, some y values, so you have to be careful on which ones you're plugging in. So the first one, they're giving us the x. Those cancel out, and all you have to do is divide by 5, and they tell us that y equals 2. On the next one, they tell us what y is. Y is 0. Those cancel out. You got negative x equals 10. Divide by negative 1. X equals negative 10. Okay, we got another one. Negative x plus 5 times 4 equals 10. Multiply, subtract it to both sides, and divide by negative 1. We get x equals 10. And then the last one, you're plugging in for x, which gives you positive 3. Going to subtract 3 to both sides. 5y equals 7, and you get y equals 7 over 5. Okay, so we would write 7 over 5, but when we're graphing that, we kind of need to know where that's at. So off to the side, we're going to do 7 divided by 5. 5 goes into 7 one time. Subtract. Bring down the 0, and 5 goes into 20 4 times. So this is really saying about 1.4. Okay, let's go ahead and start graphing. We got the point 0, 2, negative 10, 0, 10, positive 4, and then negative 3, about 1.4, somewhere right around there. Okay, and then we connect the dots and add the arrows. And there's your line. All right. Example number 4 says graph y plus 5 equals 10 by completing the table of values. I don't see an x value, do you? No, so let's try something real quick. What happens if we just solve? Subtract the 5, and we get y equals 5. Okay, this is one of the special cases that we talked about the other day. No matter what the x value is, y is always going to be 5, okay? And we talked about this line that it's going to make. So we get 0, 5 is right there, negative 3, 5, negative 1, 5, and 2, 5. Those make a horizontal line. Okay. All right. X and Y intercepts. Okay, now an x-intercept is the point where a line intersects the x-axis. Okay, so where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, and when we do that, y equals 0. So when we're trying to figure this out, you plug in 0 for y, and now we solve for x. So add 10 to both sides. We get 10 equals 2/5 x, and how do we get rid of a fraction? By multiplying by the reciprocal. That's 10 over 1, which gives us 50 over 2 equals x, and 50 over 2 reduces to 25. So the point that they want to know would be 25, 0 would be our final answer. Okay? Now, let's do the same thing over here. Y is 0, so those cancel out. And we're left with 2x equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 2. And we get x equals negative 6. So the point here is negative 6 comma 0. And on the graph, that would be where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, now the next one is pretty much the exact same thing, except we're going to change something. It's not where it crosses the x-axis, it's where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, and for these ones, x is going to equal 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve these. So y equals 2/5 minus 10. Those cancel out, and you're just left with y equals negative 10. So the point here would be 0, negative 10. All right, and on the next one, we're plugging in 0 for x. Those cancel out. So we're left with negative 3y equals negative 12. Divide both sides by negative 3. And we get y equals 4. And so that point is 0, comma 4. Okay. Now, graphing these. When we're graphing these, all we have to do is find those 2 points. And once we know those 2 points, we can create our graph. Okay? So, when we're doing this, we're going to solve for the x-intercept. And then we're also going to solve for the y-intercept. Okay? So, those would cancel out. You get 3x equals 6. You would divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals 2. On the next side, those cancel out, and you're left with 2y equals 6. Divide both sides by 2, and you get y equals 3. So our little points right here would be 2, 0, and 0, 3. So a 2, 0 right here, 3, 0 is right there. And then all you gotta do, draw your line. It's not too bad, is it? Well, why don't you guys try part B? I'll help you set it up real quick. And there we go. So go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you guys do. Okay, now for x, you should have gotten a fraction, and as that, we want to use that as a decimal. So that goes to 4.5 comma 0, and that's negative, and then 0, negative 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph those. Negative 4.50 is right around there. 0, negative 3 is right there. And then just connect the dots and draw your line. And that's what you should have got. How'd you guys do on that? All right. Now for number 6, you guys are all on your own, okay? See if you can find the x and y intercepts. I'll help you set the first one up, but then B, you're all by yourself, okay? So first one is you're finding the x-intercept, and the second one you're finding the y-intercept. Number B is all by yourself. Go ahead and pause the video, try them both, and then when you turn it back on, we'll have the answers to both problems. Good luck. Okay, and there we go. Now the first one, x, 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2, which is the same thing as 1.5. And then the x's cancel out and you get y equals negative 2. So there are 2 points. Plot them both and graph the line. Okay, and you do the same thing for B. You get 2 and then 10 as your 2 points, so 2, 0, and 0, 10. Plot the points, draw the line. That's going to be it for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.2 Notes, Part 1. As always, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.